long fasting. But today often people ask me, so why can't I just fast, or should I fast? Will fast detoxify me? So first, we have to understand the difference between fasting and detoxification. Fasting means, by its purest definition, a complete abstinence from food, from any caloric food or beverage. So ideally would be a water fast, or there even dry fast where you don't even drink water. But let's say water fast, that's the most therapeutic and powerful fast. But then we have modified fasts where we do fat fasts. For instance, this is what I do more often, where you take in some form of fat, sometimes liquid fats where you would take in maybe green juices or meat and bone stock. Those are all variations of so they kind of fit into the spectrum of fast. Now, the stricter the fast, the least nutrients are taken in, not only calories but also nutrients, macro and micronutrients are administered during this fasting period, the less supportive of detoxification is. So what do I mean by that? When the body detoxifies, it requires nutrients. So the actual detoxification processes are chemical reactions that take place in our body, which require nutrients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and other compounds, antioxidant compounds, enzymes. Sorry, I'm getting all those notifications. So where do we get these compounds from? From our food. So when we fast, we initiate detoxification. Because of the caloric deficit or restriction, we begin to break down fat and mobilize the toxins that are stored inside our fat cells. But it doesn't mean we have all the nutritional support that is required for the body to actually process the toxins and safely eliminate them. So we are at the risk at reabsorbing the toxins or their byproduct, the intermediary metabolites, and re-intoxicating ourselves. And that's why often when people are very toxic and they start a fasting program, or even they lose weight rapidly and they don't have the nutritional support to deal with the toxins that are released, they feel really bad. And then because they feel so bad or bad, they draw the conclusion that fasting is not good for them, or losing weight is not good for them. But it's not because it's not good for them, it's because they release way more toxins than their body has the ability to safely metabolize and eliminate. So where fasting is fabulous as a healing therapy, it can be detrimental if you are not ready for it. So in my work experience, I do use fasting with my clients, but if the person has been on long life weight struggle and has an excess of 50 or more pounds to lose, and the health is already compromised, they have inflammatory conditions, maybe even autoimmunity, hormonal problems, thyroid, adrenal, diabetes. In these situations, I would not recommend starting with fasting, because again, it can cause more harm than good. So we want to engage in a slower way of losing weight and supporting detoxification in the process, because the body detoxifies on an ongoing basis. So we want to first build the capacity to detoxify at the rate at which the body is already able to do it without forcing it. It's like without pressing the button to initiate an avalanche of toxins to be released in the body. I hope this makes sense. So yay to fasting, but you have to know if you're a good candidate for it. So someone that's relatively healthy, they've been on the healing journey successfully for many years, they already lost a significant amount of weight, they are pretty healthy, but they just want to not reboot, but not even revamp, raise, elevate, optimize the way they feel and the way their body operates, then fasting is fabulous. I mean, when I say fasting, I don't talk about intermittent fasting. I refer to long-term, prolonged fasting, at least like say 3 days, 3 to 5 days, water fast. That is very powerful, mind, body powerful. And fasting, when in these conditions, when the body in the fasting, so when the body is relatively free of toxins, although you will lose fat during the fasting process, that does not come with elimination or mobilization of lots of toxins. Therefore, fasting now has the ability to put you into that deep cellular cleansing, where the body actually gets rid of cellular damage or debris or junk, denatured proteins, DNA, hormones, enzymes that are not needed or are in a denatured state. And during a fast, when there's no nutrition supplied to the body, especially amino acids, which we know they are building blocks, the body will then begin to use these components as a source of energy, and at the same time clear them away. So it gets rid of what clearly is not serving the body. So then you can see fasting as a deeper healing. But to get there, you want first to clear the toxins that are almost, think of them at the superficial level. It's nothing superficial about that, but it's like layers. So first, support your body to detoxify at a pace at which the body is capable of doing it, with the state of the health it has and the nutrients you provide. And once you are in a pretty good state, metabolic, hormonal, anti-inflammatory health state, then you want to upgrade that with fasting. I hope this makes sense. So first is always detoxification, and then is fasting. And detoxification again has to be done properly. It's not juice cleanse. That's not detoxification. That is one aspect of, it's more in the mobilization aspect, but does not support all 3 phases of the detoxification, which aside from mobilizing the toxins, we have to support biotransformation, and we have to support excretion. So that's why the Smart State Detox program, that is part of the Find Your Cure group coaching, is done. That's how it works. Okay, wind is picking up, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. So those of you that desire to understand more where your body is at and what does it need in order to go further and further on your healing journey and self-discovery and optimization, the Find Your Cure group coaching program is the one that will give you all those elements, from a spiritual perspective, mindset perspective, all the way to in the trenches. What do I do? Am I at the point of going for a prolonged fast? Do I need to do a Smart State Detox, or maybe I need to engage in the ultimate elimination diet, which aka is the carnivore, be carnivore. So those are the elements that you would receive support around during this 1-month coaching program that starts January. and it really is transformative, mind-body transformative, because you become your own investigator and researcher. Just think that we look at research papers and data that comes out there that's done on on animal labs or cells, or we have some clinical data from humans, we have epidemiological data, we have some randomized controlled trials, not too much, which is the gold standard in nutrition, but okay, some of that. But ultimately you have to become your own researcher, your own investigator, and collect your own data, and based on that make your decisions. You have to feel empowered, both like on a spiritual level. You have to believe that your body has all the answers for you, and you can tune into that knowledge. So you have to trust yourself, and then you have to set the mind to be open to experience, to experiment with different modalities, and draw the conclusions and stick with what's working for you and let go of what's not working for you, because it's about you finding your own cure, not my cure. I found my cure, and I'm in a continuous process of refining my cure. That's loud. So my desire is for you to find your cure, to empower you to wanna find your own cure, to give you the tools and the resources you need so you can take charge of your own health through food and lifestyle. And I'm telling you, food is very intuitive, and it becomes secondary once you fine-tune your relationship with your inner wisdom, and it just becomes as simple and natural as breathing is. Just like you don't have obsessive thoughts around breathing. If you breathe the right way, enough, deep enough, exhale enough, inhale enough, none of that. Unless you are doing a yoga class or doing some breathing exercise where you engage in a different controlled breathing pattern for a short period of time, by default, you don't, breathing is happening automatically, because it is controlled by our autonomic nervous system. So is our hunger, and eating is no different than breathing, guys. Unfortunately, we made it different. I'll leave you with this. So try to sit with this information and look at your life, where you are in terms of your health, your weight, your long-term history, and that will help you decide if fasting, as in prolonged fasting, is the way for you to proceed, to gain more traction on your healing journey, or to upgrade what you already have, or if the detox is the next best step, or the ultimate elimination diet. And consider joining the Find Your Cure program. We start January, and in fact I just received the download. Is going to start January 13th, not January 4th as I intended to. So however, despite the fact that we start January 13th as the first day of our program, if you join now, you have access to the December 2019 price, which December 31st or January 1st goes into, by 197 goes up. So now it's $500. It's a 1-month group coaching, one-time investment. You have lifetime access. So every time I run the group, which will happen at least 4 times a year, you can join again at no additional cost. And right now we are already active in the group. We are having a challenge called Step into 2020 to work on our intentionality to how we want to finish 2019, so we step powerfully into 2020, fully empowered, fully